I came across this post on X. This guy bought $250,000 worth of physical nickels, and he plans to turn this into maybe 4x. And this is probably one of the most genius trade that I have come across. It just absolutely blew my mind. And I'm going to show you how you could do it with like $1,000 or $500, and you are guaranteed to not lose money. And maybe some of you already figured out how it's literally impossible for you to lose money, but please watch this video till the very end, and I'm going to break everything down. That even if you buy $1,000 worth of nickel, it's impossible for you to lose money, and there's a possibility that you could 5x to 10x your money, so that $1,000 could potentially turn into $5,000 or $10,000 in the future. And I'm going to break it down exactly what he's talking about in this post. I fact checked everything he said using Grok, and this is pretty much a summary. And I'm going to go over step by step. And again, you could do this yourself. If you just go right now and buy $1,000 worth of nickels, you're guaranteed. Like, there's never been a trade like this where you cannot lose money. Like, you'll never have less than $1,000 worth of purchasing power, and that money could potentially go to 5 to 10x in the future. So please watch this video till the very end, because this is one of the most genius trade I've ever seen in all my years of looking at all the different type of trades. So pretty much the idea is that as of right now, the US nickel weighs about 5 grams and is about 75% copper and 25% nickel. So basically the premise is that the copper price will go up and the nickel price will go up. And currently it costs more for the US government to produce a 5 nickel than what is actually worth. So in the post, he claims that this is the melt value of the nickel and that the mint loses money minting them. So we can fact check that with Grok, and you could do this yourself. So pretty much Grok takes into calculation the current price and the weight. So according to Grok's calculation, it's already 120% above face value. So I also ran the calculations using $1,000 as an example, which will be more applicable to the majority of the people that's watching this video. Like, you can afford $1,000. What happens if you buy $1,000 worth of nickels? That $1,000 worth of nickels is about 20,000 nickels. One nickel is about 5 grams. So you'll have approximately 220 pounds of nickels. Each nickel is about 75% copper and 25% nickel. So you'll have about 165 pounds of copper and about 55 pounds of nickel. Copper is currently trading at $5 per pound. Nickel is currently trading at $6.90 per pound. And remember, this is just what current market price is. It's very safe to assume that this price is going to go up. The price of everything against the dollar is going up. Price of silver is going up. Gold, obviously. The price of all metals are going to go up against the dollar because the dollar is inflationary. So in conclusion, your 20,000 nickels that you can go buy right now for $1,000 is actually worth $1,208 in melt value in raw metals right here. So this is insane. Like, you go buy $1,000 worth of nickel and you're already getting an automatic like 20% profit. You're automatically buying $208 worth of profit for buying $1,000 worth of nickel. And here's the kicker. Here's the crazy part. Say it doesn't work out this way. Say the nickel price doesn't go up. You cannot lose money. It's impossible. It is physically impossible for you to lose money, because even if you keep the nickel for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, at the end of the 5 years, you can still just go to the bank and deposit the nickel into the bank and have $1,000 in your bank account. It's the most insane trade. So you could do this with $10,000, $100,000, $1,000,000 worth of nickel, but then you have to kind of figure out the storage aspect of it. But it is like one of the most insane trade ideas that I've ever come across, because you cannot lose money. If you buy $10,000 worth of nickel and it doesn't work out exactly this way, even though if you buy $10,000 worth of nickel, you'll be automatically $2,000 in profit because of the raw melt value. But say the nickel price and the copper price doesn't go anywhere, just stays flat. At the end of the day, you can always just deposit that money back into the bank and just have the same amount of cash that you started with. You cannot lose money on this trade. It is one of the most insane thing I've ever come across. And one of the point that Kyle is making in this post is that at current metal spot prices, the melt value of nickel is this range, which is verified by Grok. And that pretty much means the US Mint loses money on every coin it produces. They tried to change this composition for years, but Congress hasn't approved it. So they're going to keep trying to change it. And he's making the case that what happens after the Congress approves it the old real nickels become the last batch of government issued coins that has significant industrial metal. And when that happens, you can see a significant increase in the price of copper and nickels. Let's take a look at the chart and see what the chart is telling us. So this is the price of copper over the last 5 years, and you can see that it's clearly on an uptrend. We don't really have to take a look at the chart to know that the price is going to steadily rise and go up, because every single thing against the dollar is going to go up in price because of the money printing, and there's so much inflation, and the money printing is not going to stop. So everything against the dollar, it's going to go up. So again, when you go buy a nickel for 5 cents from the bank, the metal value inside that nickel is 100% going to go up compared to the fiat value of that nickel. So I will leave you with this chart. I had to fact check everything that was in Howell's post. And as you can see, everything checks out. Everything that he mentioned is pretty accurate. The only thing he underestimated was the melt value of the coin, which is actually higher than what he predicted would be in his post. So even there, like, it's kind of insane. Right now, according to Grok and the calculation that we just ran, you could go buy $1,000 worth of nickel, and the melt value would actually put you around $1,200 in purchasing power. So you're automatically getting a 20% gain. Like, that's kind of insane. And again, it's impossible for you to lose money. You go buy $1,000 worth of nickel. At any point, at any time, you can just deposit it back into the bank and just get $1,000 into your account. And the most interesting fact about this trade is that he's saying that something similar to this happened back in 1964, as he's mentioning right here, when we used to have 90% silver coins. And since those went out of circulation, we saw a 10 to 15x nominal gain on those coins, people that held onto those coins, because again, the melt value of those coins outpaced inflation. And will we see something similar? Again, silver is way more rare than copper or nickel. So we might not see a 10 to 15x, but it's very, very possible to see a 3 to 5x. Very, very possible, especially keeping in mind that inflation is going to be rampant. 3 to 5x is very possible. But my favorite thing about this trade is, again, I think I've said it like 10 times in a row already, but it just blows my mind that it's impossible for you to lose money. At the end of the day, as he mentioned right here in his post, worst case, he will still have $250,000 in legal tender coins backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. Same thing for you. If you go buy $1,000 worth of nickel, you'll still have $1,000 worth of coins backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. So I wanted to bring you this video. I found this very, very interesting. Please let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Please give this video a like. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you like stories and information like this, please let me know in the comment section, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.